the hard work.
As part of effort to resolve electoral disputes in Nigeria's electoral system, Kimpact Development Initiative has organized a one-day public presentation on the post-2023 general election dispute resolution monitoring report to ensure election disputes are resolved in no distant time in order to create peaceful atmosphere in Nigeria. Bukola Idowu, Executive Director of Kimpact Development Initiative, disclosed that the judiciary process of resolving election disputes in Nigeria takes longer time to resolve issues, and when this happens, it opened ways for delay in justice. Also speaking at the event, Chairman INEC Mahmood Yakubu, who was represented at the event by Professor Mohammed Kuna, disclosed that INEC has established election alternative dispute resolution.
One of the things we want to see is that justice is thoroughly done, not on the basis of technicality, on the basis of the substance of the matter. Did the person who is alleging, who they allege that didn't win the election, we have to say that he didn't win the election, not that he will go scot-free based on technicality, because this has a way of discouraging people. Should be looking at probably we have a special court for electoral matters, because it looks like it has come to stay. I think we need to begin to think on how we can sustain the process and look at maybe electoral courts to deal with some of these things. So it is time we consider this. Enough of distraction. Can we, in Kenya, 14 days, Supreme Court, presidential election has come and gone. But in Nigeria, you first of all have 180 days at the Court of Appeal Tribunal, and then Supreme Court 60 days. So you have this for a whole year. It's distracting. So again, one of the things we also say is that governorship election is the only one that have 3 layers. It starts from the tribunal to the Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court. So can we shorten this whole process so that whoever wins continue with governance?
Commission, therefore, the ADR and EADR, that's Electoral Alternative Dispute Resolution, focus on identifying, understanding, tracking, and resolving disputes among or between disputants. These mechanisms seek to provide disputants with peaceful and less adversarial means of reconciliation outside of the court system through negotiation, mediation, conciliation, and arbitration. Cases that could have otherwise escalated into irreconcilable differences and long litigation processes have been successfully addressed through the intervention of the Commission's ADR and EADR efforts that are active across the electoral cycle.
In Nigeria. Also speaking, Honorable Justice Peter Olabisi disclosed that the court is always ready to resolve and support the electoral process to resolving disputes in Nigeria. Speaking, Clara Cole, African Regional Director of IFES, says the organization affirms its commitment to ways of resolving electoral disputes through peace and justice in Nigeria, while recognizing the role of accountability, fairness, and inclusivity in the election process.
Dispute, that is, on matters that went to court, to tribunal, to presidential election petition court, and the appeals over all of them. You have been partnering with the Court of Appeal for a long time, and we shall be glad to see the launching and, in fact, your report in monitoring the adjudicatory process in election matters over the 2023 general election. The reports above are basic information, which I believe will guide in any electoral dispute resolution assessment. We will also continue to extend this courtesy to ensure the best assessment possible, and we are always open to receiving.
As we reflect on the findings presented in this report, let us reaffirm our shared commitment to advancing the cause of democracy and electoral justice in Nigeria. Let us seize this opportunity to identify areas for improvement and redouble our efforts to ensure that future electoral processes are characterized by accountability, fairness, transparency, and inclusivity. We appreciate the Court of Appeals for its partnership and continued willingness to collaborate with IFES and her partners to strengthen the EPT process in Nigeria.